Come back to subscribe, please. Today, we're diving into a review of the Reco Compliance solution. We'll start with a brief overview of what Reco Compliance solution actually is and what it does. The primary purpose of this review is to assess its current value and relevance in today's market. Our scope will cover several key areas, including its core functionality, how well it integrates with other systems, its overall cost, and exploring potential alternatives to Reco. T's begin with a core functionality assessment of the Reco Compliance solution. This involves looking at its data discovery capabilities, starting with the accuracy of identifying sensitive data, ensuring it correctly flags what needs protection. We'll also check its support for diverse data sources, spanning cloud environments, on-premise systems, and SaaS applications, giving you a holistic view. Furthermore, we'll examine whether the discovery processes are automated or require manual intervention. Next, we move on to data classification and tagging. Here, we'll assess the accuracy of the classification algorithms and explore the customization options available for tags and categories, allowing you to tailor the system to your specific needs. We'll also consider the workflow for manual classification overrides, giving you the flexibility to correct any misclassifications. Finally, we'll delve into risk assessment and reporting, focusing on how well the solution identifies data security and compliance risks. We'll analyze the reporting capabilities, considering customization options, frequency, and the ability to target reports to relevant stakeholders. Crucially, we'll also assess the remediation recommendations and tracking features, ensuring you can effectively address identified risks. Co-compliance solutions integration and scalability are key considerations. The solution should seamlessly integrate with your current security setup, specifically with your CM for consolidated security event management, your DLP to prevent data leaks, and your IAM system for user access control. Beyond integration, scalability is vital. The system must maintain performance even when processing large volumes of data. It should also be capable of handling an increasing number of data sources as your business grows. Finally, look for readily available scalability testing results to understand the system's limitations and ensure it meets your long-term needs. T's delve into the cost analysis, starting with the initial implementation costs, which can vary depending on the complexity of your existing systems and the extent of customization required. Then, there are the ongoing subscription and licensing fees, which are typically a recurring expense to keep the solution active and up to date. Don't forget to factor in operational costs, including maintenance to ensure smooth functioning, training for your team to effectively use the solution, and ongoing support for troubleshooting and assistance. Crucially, we'll compare the total cost of ownership with alternative compliance solutions to determine the most cost-effective option. Finally, we need to perform a thorough ROI analysis to assess the return on investment you can expect from implementing the Reco Compliance solution. T's take a look at the competitive landscape now. It's important to identify Reco's key competitors, such as BigID and OneTrust, in order to understand the market. From there, we can do a feature comparison, looking at what Reco offers compared to its rivals. Closely tied to this is a pricing comparison, allowing us to see how Reco stacks up in terms of cost. This sets the stage for understanding the strengths and weaknesses of Reco itself, when weighed against the available alternatives. Finally, we'll explore recent market trends and any emerging solutions that are impacting the data privacy and compliance space. T's now consider the user experience and level of support offered by the Reco Compliance solution. We'll examine its ease of use for both administrators and the end users who will interact with the system daily. The user interface design and overall navigation are critical components, ensuring that users can quickly find and understand the information they need. High quality and readily available documentation is a must-have for troubleshooting and self-service. When issues arise, The support response time and the quality of the assistance provided can significantly impact user satisfaction. Finally, the availability of adequate training resources ensures that users can effectively leverage all of the system's features and capabilities. Let's now turn our attention to compliance updates and the roadmap for the Reco compliance solution. It's vital to consider the solution's support for relevant compliance regulations such as GDPR, CCPA, and HIPAA, ensuring it aligns with your specific needs. Pay close attention to the frequency with which compliance updates and patches are released, as this reflects the vendor's commitment to staying current. Finally, it's wise to investigate the future product roadmap and plan features to understand how the solution will evolve to meet the ever-changing regulatory landscape. Thanks for watching. See you next time on Subscribe Please. In conclusion, let's recap our findings by looking at the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats we've identified within the Reco compliance solution. Based on this analysis, we need to make a recommendation. Should we continue using Reco as is, consider switching to a completely different alternative, or perhaps supplement Reco with additional tools to address its shortcomings? To move forward, our next steps involve conducting a proof of concept with a leading competitor to directly compare their capabilities, negotiating pricing with Reco to ensure we're getting the best possible value, and, if a switch seems inevitable, developing a detailed migration plan to ensure a smooth transition to a new solution.